There are two ways that you would think about writing the contents for a website. Say you're a dentist. You say, hi, we're a dentist. You know, your friendly family dentist in Elkhart. I'm just choosing Elkhart, Indiana. So you're the dentist in Elkhart. And you do things. You do braces. You do veneers. You do Invisalign. You do, teeth brightening. You do dental implants and so on, right? So you would create pages for that. But what if those pages aren't getting searched on Google? Why did you create the pages? Well, for when people land on your website, now they can explore what you do, even though you did not expect any of those pages to necessarily get picked up for popularity on Google. You might still be on page 3 for all those pages, right? Especially if you don't have any backlinks. But the question is, what about going the other way around? Some people thought, well, if we're writing for the keywords that get traffic, isn't that weird? We look up the traffic that we can aim for with the keyword difficulty up to what we think we can reach, okay? And what are we going to do? We're going to write pages for the keywords. And they're like, but isn't that going to be the most disjointed site ever if like that's the home page and that's the first inner page and that's the second one and this is all we have? Yeah, it will. It'll look horrible. Your whole website does not have to be comprised of pages that are aiming to rank on Google. Not every web page you have needs to rank on Google for any reason. Okay? You need the feeler pages out there to rank. The ones that are aiming for the traffic going, hey, come on in. Those are doorway pages into your website. Okay? Shouldn't exactly use the term doorway. Doorway page is different than doorway websites. There are people that used to do different tricks, like they buy a bunch of domain names and point them all into one place to get all of the natural traffic from backlinking going through those domain names into this website. Google kind of says, cut that out. Another one is if you click on a domain name and it redirects to another domain right away and just starts, completely, but there's nothing on this domain. Google says, cut that out. All right, so 2 points I want to make. First, make the web pages on the front end the way you want. The way you want people who are already on your website to start observing you and considering what you have to offer. Then, get out there and create the feeler pages. And keep in mind, we can write a page that talks about, Elkhart, Indiana dentist. It looks weird. It's like Elkhart in dentist. You would expect it to say dentist in Elkhart. That's Elkhart, Indiana dentist. That's, a keyword, right? But if you put Elkhart dentist, you're probably going to be fine for that for the most part. Anyway, Elkhart dentist gets 110. You can definitely have Elkhart IN dentist on the page somewhere or in the meta description, in the page title, however you want to do it. Sure. And then dentist in Elkhart, Indiana. Keep in mind that if you make one page that happens to say dentist Elkhart, Elkhart dentist, dentist in Elkhart, Indiana, and Elkhart IN dentist, then you've covered that. All of it. Okay? So what you do is you just make sure to backlink to that page from the other websites using those different terms. Okay? Easy enough for us to set up. And if you're pushing 10 websites to the front page, have one focus on this version of the word, mostly. I mean, it should use all those words, but it focuses on one version, another focuses on another version, etc. So you've got the diversity in the backlinks that we do, push those things up. But really, dentist Elkhart and Elkhart dentist, it does shift the order of results. It does move some up and down. You do want to make sure to have like a page for both. But if you ever thought it was weird to have a page called Elkhart Dentist and another one called Dentist Elkhart, I'll tell you why it's weird. You're picturing them in the top menu. No, they're going to be in a sitemap. They could be in like a drop down of a page with popular clickable terms for your website. Okay. But they would not just be in the top menu like that. They could be in the paragraphs. You may happen to have a way in which you say Dentist Elkhart somehow in the wording of the paragraph. And then wherever that is, or a button you could click on that uses the alt term, then it can go to a page that specifically focuses on Dentist Elkhart in whatever way. But remember, Google likes grammatically correct combinations and it understands the intent of the people. So if you're ranking for Elkhart Dentist, Google knows how often that's going to be Elkhart IN Dentist because somewhere on the page you said you're in Indiana. Somewhere on the website it's clear you're in Indiana. So Google knows that. And Google knows Dentist Elkhart. So just write good contents on the page, get good backlinks, use the different terms to point into you from the different websites, whatever those pages are, the links in the paragraphs or buttons or something. And what happens is you start winning all these things anyway. I like using buttons for the non-grammatically correct terms so I can be exact about the term, but it can be in the all code of a button so that Google realizes that button that says click here to go there should count for this keyword here, even if it's grammatically off. It's meant to count for that keyword there. It is a vote for that website for this keyword here, which is valuable because there's 170 volume, okay? So that's worth it. And then, you can have your different page for the emergency dentist. There are like 100 searches just for that, and that's a keyword difficulty of 15. That's huge, okay? And then there's pediatric dentist, right? Pediatric dentist, Elkhart in Indiana. Sure. That could be one page, okay? Or on different websites, versions of the page, right? The different keyword. One can talk about this, one can talk about that. And you can link into them with all the combinations that make sense from all the other websites that you use to capture the keyword difficulty. Okay? One website's like doing one push-up. You're not going to grow. You're not going to make any changes. Nothing's going to happen for you. But if you get enough websites in play and they all pitch you, right? That's power, especially as the different ones start to pick up traffic because you can rent each one out to a different guy. You can have so many income streams, or you're just doing the phone numbers from them all to one guy who's willing to pay for the unlimited number of phone calls because they're a lead network and they distribute the leads nationwide. Okay, they got like 150 people answering the phone all day long. Okay, so they can handle a huge amount of volume you can send them, right? That's what lead networks do. If we ever push too many calls into a dispatch center, they will start hiring more people and having them sit in and listen to guys make calls so that they can also hop on phones and start picking up and making calls on their own. You can bet. All right, just wanted to make sure you understood the difference. It's not like you write the website only the way you want and get no traffic, or you write it only from these keywords that you find are valuable and you have a very strange looking website because you think, well, shouldn't all the pages do the same thing? Of course not. These are your doorway pages that lead people into your website. Once they're there, they can navigate through all of your normal options that you want them to see. Okay, so some of your pages are not meant to rank. Other pages are meant to rank. The ones that you're building to rank are these additional pages on your site that go after the keywords with volume. Okay, hope that makes sense.